Welcome to the Catholic Table Talk podcast. This is where everything Catholic is on the table. New episodes Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on most podcast platforms. Here's your host, William Sauber.
And welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Thank you again for joining me on another episode brought to you again by Dr. George Saguma. Dr. George Saguma is a family physician who practices holistic health and healing. Learn more about him and his ministry, about visiting prisoners and sharing the good news with them, as well as his other great work at drgeorge.com. And also for all of our partners, including Guadalupe Roastery, as well as TAM Books, find those links and all of our partners on our partners page at CatholicTableTalk.com. Again, click CatholicTableTalk.com, click on the partners tab to see all of our great partners we have partnered with to bring the podcast. So today we're going to do a quick episode. I've been trying to do this, I said I was going to do this when we got a new pope, and just kind of life's been busy, so we're finally getting around to this right now. But as we all know, Pope Leo the 14th was installed on May 8th in 2025. So, it's a huge, huge day, right, in the Catholic Church. So basically, I'm just going to kind of dive into. It's not really quite for sure, quite a month yet when this video is out, this episode, but there's been a lot of great things about Pope Leo and a lot of backlash by people as well. So, how is he doing? Again, I'm just going to kind of give you my take and then a couple of things just to be kind of on the lookout for as we go forward here. So, first of all, I think being from, the United States, that is pretty cool. I've heard a lot of people say, and you probably said this or think about it or have heard other people say this as well, is that in my lifetime I didn't think we'll have a pope from America. Never would think that of the United States, not from South America or North America, not the continent, but the country itself. So that was very exciting. I kind of wonder, I always wondered that. It's kind of like, they never had like American Pope, like how hard can that be? It's like, well, now we finally got one. And of course, to be honest, I have not watched a ton of new videos on him speaking, so I have not really heard him in English yet. I might do that right after this episode or later on shortly, but he's very fluent, of course, in his native language, so that is fabulous. And he's very fluent in a couple of different languages, which is what you need as a pope as well. So, I don't know, it's just great that God has blessed us with a pope from America who seems like he is the one that God chose to succeed, Pope Francis, and all the way back to Pope Saint Peter. So that is very exciting in itself. Um, when he was elected Pope on May 8th, like you saying, in 2025, it was, listening to quite a couple of different Catholic media outlets that day, as I was trying to work, but of course, the place where I work is it's a Catholic school, so while gathering around to watch the Pope speak and everything, but again, listening to Catholic media while I was working and on a lunch break, you know, and listen, they're all kind of not breaking them up, but they all are very excited about that. I've had a good friend on the show. He's been on a couple of times. Jay Taylor is, very excited about that. And other people have talked to me and said, yeah, we are very excited what God's going to do through him and, how he's going to probably bring the Catholic Church, he's going to bring it back, get it back on the right tracks. Not on the right track, but you know what I mean. It's, keep trying to get out of the weeds a little bit. So yeah, it's more people becoming Catholic maybe in the next couple of years to just very, being proud of your faith, not trying to hide it. Like, I mean, we all do. I, s- people say you have such good Catholic virtues and you show them really well. I'm like, I do not see that. I often fail, and I know I fail about showing my faith at multiple times, multiple times a day. But again, that's what people are saying about, which is very exciting if you are Catholic or if you are becoming Catholic in the very near future. So again, and again, this is my takes on it. What so again, if you have anything, drop in the comments below. Let me see what you think. But again, I think it's a very exciting. One thing that really kind of gave me awe when he was inaugurated, was elected on May 8th was his kind of being in the moment, so to say. You're always like, maybe it's happens to you when a sports team wins a championship, right? You kind of like, wait, our team just won the championship, like the World Series or the finals or the Super Bowl. Like, what? Like, this is I can't believe I gotta soak this all in right now. It could be just a very peaceful time with family and like the holidays, and you just kind of sit back and think everything is just right now with the family, and you just kind of like soak it all in. That's how I felt. That's what I saw from Pope Leo in on May 8th. Was he was kind of in awe, like, wow, I can't believe I'm Pope. Now, a lot of people, and he was a clear long shot to be Pope. Everyone knew that. No one really knew of him. Pope Francis really, kind of brought him up fast throughout the wakes of Bishop and Archbishop and Cardinal, all within, I think, a couple of years or a few years. So it was very quick, from, let's say, kind of moving up to the head of the church. But just being in that awe, like soaking it all in, not again, not do I say foolishly or not pridefully. It's just kind of like I'm kind of I can't believe I'm Pope, but this is probably where I'm meant to be. So this is great. I'm just gonna soak in, and so that was very inspiring to me, and that's what I mean. That's how I feel like it was God's chosen one who was elected. So, which is, if that's the case, that is fabulous. But again, so what does the Catholic, how is the Catholic Church actually going to change? What is it going to be like? What critics are saying? I mean, again, like on Catholic media, they were talking about how people were like ripping him, like his forced hour in. It's like, and people are like, oh, if he is he more, conservative? Is he liberal? Is he what type of political party is he with? I mean, I heard he's more liberal in terms of American standards, right? Or just overall, but I mean, again, and the Catholic faith is not really white or left, it's white versus wrong. And, it's, I mean, both parties in America do good, maybe some do good things, but I mean, it just kind of depends on the season, right? I mean, like right now, yeah, maybe the Democrat Party is not the best in terms of the faith, but Republicans have been in years past either. But again, it's not against white versus left, it's white versus wrong. And so I've heard and seen, like, hey, don't don't staff him as a Democrat, Republican, or independent, whatever. He's leading the Catholic Church. He's basically, the excuse me, the politics of this world is going to pass away anyway, right? So basically, stick to the faith, and that's going to last. That's an eternity with it. So, so again, I mean, I'm not really sure. Like I said, really is probably. I mean, again, I've had two popes. I'm very fortunate, or not fortunate, but kind of lucky to see, or unusual, or something. To see two popes elected in my lifetime. Pope Francis in 2014 before I really knew. Again, I know it was a huge thing, but it was kind of like, oh, okay. Now it's like, oh shit, yeah, this is great. And plus, we have so much media is so much more enhanced and upgraded, and there's so much more news on it and everything. So of course you're gonna have critics and everything. But again, like they were saying, don't staff them as a Republican or Democrat or independent. You know, staff them as a leader of the Catholic Church. And so far, I have seen there's been a couple things that you might kind of look ahead at your shake your head at, but like they were saying, I'm gonna do a couple quick articles from Level It Radio. Um, excuse me, I thought I had a sneeze there. But about what to look out for, because again, the internet you can never really trust the internet. I mean, the internet is full of junk, right? Besides basically some maybe some music to listen to and uh some good music and maybe other stuff, keeping up connecting with family, and of course Catholic media like Catholic Table Talk podcast. But there's a lot of rumors and junk and false information, and not everything. I mean, again, a lot of people do not like Pope Leo. So again, that's where it's like can't really put a political step on him because it seems like like he's saying they're saying he's more liberal, but the liberal party's kind of more after him and making kind of some smart comments about him where they didn't. I mean, they did to Pope Francis, but I mean, it seemed like they're really attacking Pope Leo more. It seems like, and and again, they kind of pounced on Pope Francis' blessing of the same-sex couples, which that's a whole show in itself, and all that. So how if they, what he meant by it, what he said about it. So again, you can't trust everything on the internet, right? So, but according to, let's go into the article real quick here, since we're almost one out of time here. So there was just recently, actually kind of right before I was going to air this show the first time or publish it, there was a deep fake video of Pope Leo the 14th. So Patrick Madrid, of course, Relevant Radio host, and producer Cyrus are sounding the alarm on a slick 36-minute video making the rounds on YouTube right now. Supposedly, a speech from Pope Leo the 16th isn't real at all. It's an AI generated deepfake. This is why not JI, AI is kind of creepy and kind of not so great. I don't like it, my opinion. The video kicks off with a dramatic monologue addressing to Bariarchi's Frisco's president Iram Chakri. While I know I said that name wrong, but while the video sounds serious and looks convincing, it's 100% fake. The Vatican Press Office and the Vatican News, which also you can find the Vatican News tab on a website from get all the latest from Rome right there. So if you're on the website, like I want to go see what Pope Leo is doing, click on that Vatican tab. Have already debunked it, confirming that the Holy Father never made such a speech. The creators use AI lip sonic tech to make it look real. That's creepy. Patrick Madrid comparing the tech to his first time seeing Star Wars in 1977, jaw-dropping at first, but looking back, it was just smoke and mirrors. Today's AI is next level, and it's fooling even sharp-eyed Catholics. Producer Cyrus echoed the digital anxiety many of us feel, and I am one of them. I mean, I have a screen on almost all the time, whether I use my phone a lot at work, or I'm recording, editing, publishing, posting all over on the podcast because this is pretty much my second job. Cyrus says, even I had to double check it. As deep fakes and voice clones become more common, trust is becoming hard to earn and easier to lose. So what can you do when the digital fog sets in? Patrick and Cyrus laid out a few spiritual but practical steps. There's 3 of them. First, we're very quick. Stick with verified sources, such as the Vatican News, the official Holy See press office, and trusted Catholic media. Maybe like Catholic Table Talk. Just saying. And pretty much most, if not all of our people and networks we've had on. But yeah, quite a few of them. Most trusted Catholic media and your go-to is not random YouTube channels or TikTok. Because TikTok stinks. Clean your feed. Block or mute accounts that repeatedly share false information. Third, be loving, skeptical. Just because it looks real doesn't mean it's true. Ask questions, check the source, cross-reference, be holy and discern. As Patrick puts it, the truth is always stronger than the lie, but we need to be wise stewards of it. So again, just having that digital common set. So again, if you see a 46-minute video on Pope Leo's not true. So be on the lookout for that. So yeah, and of course when this episode airs, there's a novena out for Pope Leo. Excuse me, there's a novena, yeah. So again, make sure he's make sure he's in your prayers every day. I always forget the Pope, but so I need to work on that as well. But again, make sure he's in your prayers, because the devil is definitely after him, like he is with all of us. So again, it just seems like there's a lot of great excitement in the Catholic Church about Pope Leo, especially I think from American Catholics, because he's from America, Chicago. Also, by the way, the owner who owns the church that Pope Leo attended, which is closed on the south side of Chicago, he's making a few plans to I think make a museum or something out of it. You have to check that out, but he's making it. He wants to do something with it to open it up, and not as a church, I guess I would say again, but just again do something with it since Pope Leo went to church there every week when he was young. So anyway, yeah, pray for Pope Leo. Go to trusted sources. Again, Vatican tabs on our website. And stay connected. And again, like we always say, you can't trust everything on the internet. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, just stay in the loop with Pope Leo, because again, if you stay in the loop with Pope Leo, some bad stuff that you're doing maybe might get drawn out, and as well, you might feel more connected in the Catholic Church if you know what the Holy Father in Rome and the Cathedral of St. Peter and the head of the church, visible head of the church here on earth, is doing, how God is working through him. So just to think about that. So again, I think he's off to a great start. I think again, I'm kind of excited about it. I think especially in a couple of years, how stuff takes more effect and hold, and hopefully he comes to America, in the next few years. Like that would be a very warm welcome for him. That is for sure. Okay, I have kept you long enough, so take care, one. God bless. God willing, we'll see you next time on the podcast. Again, please share this, like, comment, subscribe. Throw your comments down. See what you think about Pope Leo the 14th. So yeah, go to the sacrament, stay grace, and we'll see you next time on Catholic Table Talk.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Catholic Table Talk podcast, where everything Catholic is on the table. Don't forget to subscribe to Catholic Table Talk on your favorite podcast platform to get new episodes delivered directly to you every Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern.